Hey guys, welcome back to P4 with Jason, Amber, and William. This is episode number 5. Can you believe it's been 5 weeks since we planted these? Just look how much these things have grown. They're getting so big. And now we're probably going to have to transplant them into their own bigger container, and therefore we're going to have to get a bigger source of light. And we noticed today that this one is starting to get roots coming out of the bottom of the cup. It's getting too big for his britches. And then on the salad mix that Amber was talking about last week, we have a total of 30 sprouts. That's 30 sprouts, 30 in 1 week of growth. Pretty amazing. Don't know what it is, but it's doing really well.
Okay. Stupid homework.
William, what are you doing?
I'm just really like onions. You can't blame me, can you? See right here? I started my own experiment. I brought up the experiment idea. And this onion is how they all started. We first decided to put 2 of them in a bowl of water to see how they would grow out, and they're really good. They're also part of the lily family, for all you clueless folks out there. And after a while, they've been growing really well, so we put them in dirt, causing them to grow a bit bigger than usual. Anyway, back to eating.
Thanks for making it to the Apartment Homesteading part of our new episode. When Jason and I were talking about the idea of our garden patio channel, the whole goal was for us to have a fun family project. But this week, I'd like to talk about some subjects that I take very seriously. In front of you are the contents of our Emergency Preparedness Kit. The idea of homesteading is to plan for your future. It is spring here in Ohio, and that means tornadoes. We've all been in emergency situations where the power just seems to go out. And this is the kit we found that works for us. Let's start with the food and water. A lot of people go out and tend to pack away black beans and rice like what you see here because it is easy to store. But if your family is not used to eating that, they're not going to eat it in an emergency situation. Why do you want to stress your family and children out anymore by feeding them things they're not used to? That's why we've turned to canning. We've canned applesauce, wild grape concentrate, things that we like and enjoy to eat. And we also can them in sizes that we can open it up and we have a meal for the day. And there's no need to refrigerate. It's all set. Water. It is said that one person will be drinking and using about 1 gallon of water per day in an emergency situation. There are 3 of us. That means that we're putting aside 3 gallons of water per day for an emergency situation. We're planning on 3 days. We're also putting away another gallon of water just for cleaning and different things like that could come along. We also have a grill and cooler combo that I picked up at TJ Maxx. It's going to be our alternate source to heating up our food just in case electric or gas goes off. It's really great to have an alternative. Any kind of grill will work. Now let's talk about light sources. We went kind of crazy at the dollar store when it came to our preparedness kit. We picked up candles for light sources. We also picked up lighters, but just in case the lighters don't work, we've picked up plain matches. We also have a mini variety of flashlights that you can use and extra batteries to go with them. And in front of our alternative light sources, we have a crank radio. This radio does have an emergency channel on it, so we can set it to listen to any of the latest news or updates in an emergency situation. But in the front of it, it also has a flashlight as well, so it's kind of dual purpose. And another thing I'd like to talk about is entertainment when the lights go off. We are so overloaded nowadays with stimulants. So it is pretty important that you put away something to keep your kids entertained in the case of an emergency. Here's just some examples of things that we would put away. We do have glow sticks that we picked up from the Dollar Tree. Not only is it going to provide light, it's also going to be entertainment for your kids to use. We also will have drawings or paper that they can use to draw and use their imagination with. And we have some Lego sets just to kind of keep them occupied and keep their hands busy. And if all else fails, you can always make sure that you have a book or two for them to read. And a couple of things that a lot of people don't think about in their preparedness kit are just sources of heat. In Ohio, our winters will get very, very, very cold. So if the electricity goes off in the middle of the winter, how are we going to heat up our place? We watched a YouTube video not that long ago showing how to heat a small room with a bread pan and some of the tea lights that you see in the bread pan. We haven't gotten everything that we need for it, but we're also considering getting a kerosene heater. And right in front of that, we do have what is called an automatic fisher. Just in case you feel like doing something other than staying in your house, you can take this down to your local water source and you can actually go fishing with your kids. But underneath, I think, is the most important thing to keep in your emergency kit, or actually all together. It is a safe that we have all our important documents in, just in case something happens, like a tornado that's going to destroy our apartment. We need to grab these things. They need to be all in one spot and ready to go. So do you have anything that you haven't seen in here in your emergency preparedness kit?